And I'm just going to show you a quick example of a webhook that I've built using Fast API. And here it is. So I built my webhook here, and just another thing that when an agent is making a request to your webhook, it's going to make a post request. So be sure to ensure that you've enabled post request, and yeah, all the executions are being handled by within this post request. So as you can see, I have my get ticket. So I have my functions listed here. So this is my get ticket function, my get ticket, book ticket, update ticket, and cancel ticket. So I haven't added any like literal logic because I don't have an actual ticketing system that I'm using. This is just for example purposes, but when executing this kind of things, you're going to have some bunch of code, and that's going to make it the user experience realistic and actually also practical. So this is just an example. So you can be sure to look out for more tutorial videos on actual functions that do things, but we are just going to simulate that our agent is able to execute the right actions, and provide the right information back to the user. So when making a post, so I'm just going to mention a bit about on the kind of requests that your agent will be making, and how the request body will look like, and what the response body should look like that your agent expects to extract information from to provide to a user. So just going to switch here to VS Code. Okay. So when making a post request to your webhook, the agent will, there are two kinds of requests that the agent will make. So two kinds of request bodies rather, that your agent will send to your webhook. So one is when it's executing a function that requires parameters, and the other request bodies will contain information when is just going to be a request body that does not contain any parameters. So when making a request to execute a function that, or rather an action that has parameters, this is how the request body will look like. So we'll have the name of the function, the parameters here, key, and inside this key, it's just going to be a JSON format. So you can be sure to deserialize the JSON and accessing the parameters that are listed in here. It's just going to be a dictionary. So a dictionary of parameters that you expect, or rather that is expected when executing this function. The user ID, the bot ID, and the channel. So the channel in this case is just going to be the Facebook or WhatsApp. The bot ID is just going to be the ID of your agent, and the user ID is going to be the specific ID that is provided by this platform for the specific user interacting with the agent. So the request body that is sent when executing an action that does not require parameters is this one. So what it doesn't contain is, it's just similar to the one above here, but it doesn't contain the parameters key and value here. So it just only contains the name of the function, user ID, the bot ID, and the channel. That's all. Okay, so when posting a response back to your agent, it's going to expect it to be in this kind of format. So it's going to be expect a response object here, and in this response object, you can provide in your the details of or rather the results after executing the function. So yeah, don't worry about this. It can even be a string only, or yeah, something more, a more complex JSON body. So yeah, just to be sure, just know that your agent will extract the necessary information and tell a user what he or she needs to know. So yeah, with sending back a response, be sure to put it in this format. So just a response and the kind of information that you're sending back to your agent. Okay, so that's it. So now comes in the execution of this function. So how do I add in, or rather, how do I add my webhook URL to the platform so that my agent is able to execute it? So what I'm going to do is, in this case, I'm just going to run this function. So first API dev main.py, there we have it. So it's running, and as you can see, it's running on localhost, but I want it to be in a real instance. My webhook is going to be served via the internet. So if you're maybe building a test agent just to check how it works, yeah, I can show you a quick way to just like serve your webhook through the internet, and I'm going to use Pingy. So it's just a nice alternative to what most of us have used that yeah. Used to using. So Pingy, here it is. So yeah, public URLs for localhost. So I'm just going to copy this command, and as you can see, it's specifying that a web app that's running on my localhost port 8000, and my webhook is running at localhost port 8000, so it should be straightforward. So but yeah, you can change it depending on the kind of port your webhook is running from. And just to be clear, your webhook doesn't have to really be in Python. So mine is in Python, but yeah, you can use any language as long as you're going to provide a way for the agent to like do post requests and bring back get a response in the format that I've just specified. So I'll provide I'll provide a link to a comprehensive description of the request bodies and the response bodies that should be used when like trying to design your agent. So yeah, let's proceed to get our function, our webhook rather, served via the internet. So there it is. So I'm doing this while I'm developing this, so uh, there's nothing scripted. I'm just like trying to be as real as possible. So it is. So I'm just going to check if it's being served via the internet. So I'm just going to click on enter site. It should work because there's no such method as get method here. So method not allowed. So I'm actually sure that I'm able to ping my webhook via get to my webhook via the internet. So there it is. So I'm just going to now add this webhook URL on the Edison platform so that my agent can use. So how do I add my webhook URL? So I'm just going to go to the settings section, and in the settings section we have the agent settings and we have the tool settings. So I'm going to select the tool settings here, and I'm going to change the URL. So nice, press enter to apply and save URL. Okay, so I have my URL saved. So the second thing is to enable tools. So you need to toggle this button here and ensure that it's enabled. So what this does is just tells your agent that it's now able to access your tools and So tools, and these are just the actions that we've specified here, and perform an action on behalf of a user. So I'm just going to save that there, and we should be good to go. So another thing is that you can add security to your webhook. So yeah, this is for instances where you're going webhooks that are running in production, and you're deploying your agent for production purposes. So, but in this case, we are just testing, so it should be okay. So so we have that done. So we have actions set. We have a get ticket action, ticket action, update ticket action, and cancel ticket action. Okay, so yeah, and our webhook expects get ticket, book ticket, update ticket, and cancel ticket. Okay, so yeah, we have a function is matched. So the next step should be deploying our agent on Facebook or WhatsApp. So